funny how in the light, what do? Study the void. Study the void. Study nothing. When you study the void, you study nothing. Study the void. I study the void. Things that we avoid. What do we assume? What do we consume? Do you know that you consume? We consume, we're consumers. Consumption. Are we consuming, eating it? Are we mentally devouring it? We ate it with our eyes. We ate it with our ears. What are we eating? Consumption. We breathe. What do we exhale? I want to talk about baseball. I want to talk about hockey. I want to talk a little bit about darts, maybe the deck of cards, maybe some Roman numerals if I can remember anything that I say. And I want to talk about these things because it and or but. And then there's math equations. There are so many things going on. What happened on day 7? What happened on day 7? Did God rest? Did God leave? Then God left. If God left, did God write before 8 left? Why do I say 8 left? Because I don't want to say he. And if I will say he, okay, will I say he is in the heavens energy? What will the E stand for? What will the E stand for? Why do we, or why was, or why is this word signature, also known as give me your griff? This is game analogy. This has nothing to do with the truth. This has to do with what we do in games. And the only truth that I can mention to this, Galaxy S24. Galaxy X24. It's not a Samsung S24, it's a Galaxy. I thought I was getting a Samsung X24. So now it's a Galaxy. It's not a Samsung. So what's the difference? Is Samsung better than Galaxy? I'm going to check this out. Let me get off of this. Samsung versus Galaxy phones. Okay. The word medic. Have you ever looked at the word medic? I'm going to be taking a 1-minute break or 1.5. I'm going to my coffee in the kitchen. Just lift this camera up just a bit. A little bit of light on the ceiling. Right. So we can get a light right. Pluto. Pluto lives. I don't think there's anybody here watching me yet or now, but it's time. It is time. We are in the year 2025. We are in the 6th month. We are on the 15th day. It is a birthday. It is a birthday because the number of the month is 6 and it is 15. 6 by 15 equals to 90. 9 is for your birth, your mirror birth, because it's 10 times 9. There is no 90 without having 10 times 9. You can have 10 times 9. In fact, you can have 11 times 9, right? You will have 12 times 8. You will have 14 times 7. You will have 16 times 6. Well, we never want to go to the brim, right? We never really want to go to the brim, the bookends, right? And then we will go 19 times 5. And what are all these numbers? These are numbers bringing us the closest to 99. This is where we have to understand what our number system is doing. What is 99? What is inside of 99? How do we create these numbers? How do we associate numbers together? And every single number has a word, and in every single word there's letters, and all the letters have positions in the alphabet. We gave them a numeric value. There's more than one. There's more than one. Just give me a second over here. Let me see if I can get this right. There's more than one numeric value. A1, A6, according to the cube. A1, A6 according to the cube. A12 according to the cube. But A is no longer A, but in the A position, taking up a different letter, taking up the J letter, then taking up the S letter. If we go into Chaldean, A1, sorry, not in Chaldean, but if we're going to, yeah, maybe we'll go to Chaldean where A, I, J, Q, and Y are all one. If we go to Gematria, it's A, M, and Z. They're all one. So we have to learn and understand the value of numbers in different alphabetical systems, but it's much easier that I use just two systems right now. One system is A1 Z26. The second system is where we understand that it's called, I like to call it just a base gematria, where we only count to 7. Every time we get to 7, we go down to 1 and then up to 7. It's like this. Or it's like this and like this and like this and then like this. The M and N are both 1. So can I do a straight line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 and just keep continuing? Sure, you can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just keep continuing. How many times can you get 7? You can get 7 3 times, and then you'll count the 5. Then you'll count the 5, and that'll give you the 26 letters. You can count up this way and down. Now, the thing about counting up this way and down is I like to go by 2s. Now, if I'm going up by 2s, right, and even if I go by 1s, what happens was that M and N being both 1, where do I move if the number doesn't change? So that's why I decided to go up to 7, then down to 1. And since there's 2 1s, instead of going down, continue, I move over. And then now I go to 7 again. Now, do I go all the way down to 7 and then up? Telling me that if I do this, right, I can get an upper V and a lower V. I can show where the M and N together come together. It can be a straight line across. So now if I continue I'm going to create this design. So if I can continue the A, you're going to see the V, you're going to see a crossing between the M and the N, showing me now where the apparent A shows up. So I'm going to draw this up right now. Then I'm going to go get my coffee. So it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I move over, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I have to move over again, like this. So my question is, if I came here and did this and did this, is over here, right, where we go to the above and below, is where the ace is created. I asked myself the question, because not only is that when we see the ace, we're also seeing sometimes the ace sort of like, you can be drawing it like that. And I draw like this is when you look at the deck of cards and they show you the ace, they're showing you that it's like, it's got a little area that it closes in and up. And not only that, the A is the first letter, right? The A, I'm just trying to think. Just give me a second. I'm just trying. I got a little lost with this. The A also, right, is that if I create a D, or if you see the C like this, right? If I just put the D like this and then the C below it, my A is now AC. So it becomes 13. Well, it becomes 13, but I'm sorry, I drew it over each other, right? And if you look at my nose, right? If you look at the nose, right, I sort of have the B over here, up and down. So why is it a bigger bump for the B? I don't know. And then we have this here. Do we have two D's? I don't know. So we're going to look at this. Now, A and B, right, which is first and second. How about look, S and T and N and D? Can you say stand? And if you say stand, where do you stand on 17? That's where we stand. Now, if we're standing, are we standing on first, second, or third? Are we standing at the plate? Are we standing in the batter's box? O, D, C. Very funny. That IR, always remember that IR. That's 99. 3 times 6 equals to 18. 3 plus 6 equals to 0. 9 equals to 27. How do we get to 36, or how do we get to 99? 9 times 9 equals to 81. 9 and 9 equals to what is 18. Now, the funny thing about this is that it's 66. This number over here turns over to this number over here. So we have to understand one is the opposite of the other, or they work together. What is in birth is in life. As the Lord created man, why create man, right? Man on the moon. We also have the birth. Now, if we have the birth, 57, and we also have the birth of the Son, right? The Son of Man, the Son of God. Oh, I didn't write that properly. This one over here is 54. We also have the love of the Son of God, and that'll be 54. Now, when we bring all these together, and I'm just going to say birth. In French, it's naissance. Nay is to be born. N-A-I, born within the spirit of birth. A-I, two different systems. I wanted to talk about baseball, but I want to go get my coffee that's been there 20 minutes and it's probably cold. Good morning. I just want to see something. I canceled my Videotron. In fact, I don't like any of these systems. I don't want to show you this crazy picture I have in front of you. Yeah. Okay. We're going to get on. I'm just looking at this crazy shit over here. Oh, can't look at this picture. Oh, just looked at this crazy picture. Can't show you. Just give me a minute. I'm going to just warm up my coffee or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes I get very excited when I do these videos. There's so much information that's going to help us understand our creation, I believe. At least we can understand through games how we came to be where we are. All right, just give me 2 minutes to make this coffee. Whoop. I hope I don't cut my finger. Ah! Fuck. Fuck. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You know, my son just cut a couple of his fingers, like he just chopped them off. And look at that. I'm just talking. I'm not going to cut my finger. And I didn't cut and I got a scissors right here, here you can cut like that and just keep your fingers out of the way. My son he cut his finger this way, right? That way here. And it went to this knuckle over here and it sliced it right here. So this finger fell off. So they pushed it back in. They put a couple of pins, but he lost his finger right here. Right here. I saw him throw it in the garbage. I says, we're going to put it on some ice and we're going to have one finger. We're going to put some stuff on top of it. And we'll say, that's my finger over there. And he was like going to make it move or something. I don't know. Okay. Okay. The hot water's ready. Okay. I got that PDF. Okay, just give me a minute over here. It's going to make a little bit of noise. I don't think it's making any noise because I forgot to put the blade in. There's no blade in here, so it's not making any noise. So just give me a second over here. Okay, I know it's not the best, but I have basically no choice right now. I'm in a rush. I want to come back. I want to share a little bit more with you. Take it easy. Just let this, my son usually says, my son is like this perfectionist, not really this perfectionist. Well, what it is you get rules, instructions, rules and regulations, right? And even a deck of cards, you get rules and regulations, but that's only your balance. Your Libra, your balance is only to take the game in, right? And then corrugate it. Corrugate like a corrugated box up and down, giving a little bit alternate life into a game, changing a bit the rules and regulations that it still stays fair for everybody. Like for instance, we can play a game where I can make the wild card, right? By just saying 3 is going to be a wild card of diamonds or something, right? Or we can say 6 will be a wild card or something. We can say maybe a diamond can be a wild card. So we can change the rules so it's fair to everybody. Or we can say the day you were born, that'll be the wild card for you. But what if I'm born on the 28th and there's no 28 cards? Well, 2 and 8 is 10. Then the wild card would be the 10. Just to note that when you look at this number, most people will just look at the number in the corner and say 8. But when you go fishing, can you go fishing with an 8 if the 8 was in the bait? Can you go fishing and be patient if it was in the weight of the 8? Or how about how much does the fish weigh would be its weight in the 8. Would you say it's 5 alive and 3 into creation if we have 8? Or would you say 6 and 2? 2 into the center, 3 on each side for the 6. We have 6 and 2. Or do we have 2 and 6? The queen, the game, the card. 88 is purple. 8 and 8 will create the gate. When I remove 7, it just looks like the 7 card. When I remove the 7, the 8 becomes a 6 card. The 6, 7, and 8 are all connected together through these two over here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and 3 down. So the 8 is now 5 and 3. Electric company. We want to look at the 10. It's 5 and 5. Sky pass. The diamond is not like any other card because we can count it both ways. We don't know what's up or down with the diamond. So the diamond goes both ways. Is a diamond the girl's best friend? Or we can say this is a bi. Diamonds are bisexual cards, sectional cards. I didn't say sexual cards, bisectional cards. As you can see, the same thing with the 2. Not the same thing with this 2. When you get the coffee in the kitchen, if you have anything to say, do not hesitate. Only together, us, all of us. I just want to say one thing. It'd be just freaking fantastic if you can help out the channel. It's not my thing. I wasn't looking to get rich out of this. Actually, I've been going the other way for the last 20 years, but that's okay. The thing is to get out the message, to create a program that we can input all the rules and the regulations. We can understand all the terms, terminologies, different ways to do mathematical equations in order to, let's say, create more of a picture on every single piece of the puzzle. Baseball. Why is it there? Why is it created? Why do we have a vampire? I mean, an umpire close to a vampire. I don't know. Just let me fix this focus on this, right? Focus. We're already a bunch of folks, right? Hold on a second. Yes, we're the folks. You know, yeah, I want to use again that terminology. I want to go to my, I did a couple of videos yesterday, and what screwed up is I wrote standing at the plate. But when you say standing, ing, at, right? It's sort of in my mind, it kept saying ignat, like the gold. The gold is at the plate. The plate is the assiette. Assi means to sit. Siete, also sometimes I might have a delusional mind. It might think it's night. At the same time, siete is in Spanish, saying 7. So I like to use multiple languages to hear myself speak or to listen to others speak. So when somebody says something, I go, Did God speak English? Did the Creator speak English? When was the English language created? It was an extension. The English language is an extension. Let me see where the English language is an extension from. Where comes the English language?
Great Britain. According to Wikipedia, English is a West Germanic language in the Indo-European language family, whose speakers, called Anglophones, originated in early medieval England. The namesake of the language is the Angles, one of the ancient Germanic peoples that migrated to the island of Great Britain.
Okay, I want to play that again. I'm going to play that one more time, right? I've got to do a little spirit thing, right? You know, matter and spirit, right? Great Britain. English is a Germanic. So we're going over to a Germanic. Now, Germanic to me, manic. It's a manic language. Germanic, germination, German nation. In the Indo-European language family, whose speakers called Anglo, to glow one's phone, Anglo's phone, originated in early medieval England. The namesake of the language is the angels. One of the ancient Germanic people migrated to the island. Okay, and it says here that it was created in 400 AD in today's England, and the arrival of Anglo-Saxon tribes from Central Europe and British Isles of 400 AD. So now, when was the English alphabet created? Nope, that's not what I want. When was the English alphabet created? What year?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
Developed by Semitic people living near Egypt. They based it on the ideal developed by the Egyptians, but used their own specific symbols. It was quickly adopted by their neighbors and relatives in the East and North Canaanite. Sounds like Canada. Okay, so I'm looking at all the letters. Gimel. So here, when I go to alphabet, it brought me to the Hebrew alphabet. And yeah, it's showing me the Hebrew alphabet. And some of the letters, one of them that's really relevant is the X letter. So my question is was everything created on purpose this way? Like the game of baseball. I want to talk about the game of baseball. Okay, just give me 1 second. I had, I think, a message to check out from the primary source, which is my son. And there is nothing. Okay. So baseball, and I should write this all out. And I don't even know if I should start with this. Yes, I think I should start with, I want to start with something else, just to get off the bandwagon. Window. Have you ever heard of Windows, right? Like Windows 98? Well, window with the S letter will equal to 107. So that's 20. Okay, that's a 107. Sorry, is that 20 and 7? Why am I saying 20? Yes, 20 equals 107. So it's going to be within the mirror of what the Mayans run. I'm just going to see if I have any of the what's it called? It's just very hard to. No, I don't have it. So what it is the Mayans work on this gear system. That's 20. That's 20 in total, 7 and 13. So when you see 20 and 7 coming together, you can also see the missing part as 13. So we can understand that although we just see 107, right, from the word 20, it's telling us about 13. It's also telling us about Q because 1 and 7 come together. It's also telling us about AG because 1 and 7 is AG. It's also telling us about one cycle of the moon because when you add up 1 through 7, it equals to 28. When you have 28, you have 8 times 3.5. 3.5 is the center of this cube. When you have 8 of them, 3.5, you get 28. 28 is also noted to be what is 11 because it becomes 1 ounce. And when you write 1 ounce out and you are French, you might think it says ounce. Ounce in French is the number 11. So what I'm doing right now is I'm not giving you a complete story about how everything was created in this world. I don't know. I'm telling you about games, about everything that has ever been created that I can ever possibly talk about and think of an idea that I can create. Anyways, let's just move on. So this one is 107 with the S. When it's a Windows, it means more than 1. And do you ever get a window pane? Window pane is what I think that separates the window or all around the window. Purple is 88. To get purple, first of all, in your window, you're going to have a cadrage, which means you're going to have to put the window somewhere. Purple, you can make it up from 2 colors. Pegasus is in the constellation of Andromeda. How can we create the word purple? With freedom and ape, we can create it. With woman and ape, woman and go, ape and woman. All these combinations equal 88. When you have dog 26 and queen 62, how will these come together eventually? I'm not sure yet, right? The same way we have the or mass at 33, but now we have sky, heaven, and pass, all equaling to 88. Without the spirit, within the spirit. Why? Because there's a center dot. This dot over here, this dot over here, and this dot over here. 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, and 5. O-C-E. A-C-E. Also, on the third rim, the third circle. Why the third circle? Because the first circle is A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D is a circle, right? And then your second completion. And every time you complete an area, you expand on the circle. So your first one is on the 1. Your second one would be on the 3. Your third one would be on the 5. And each one of these is going to get larger. Just like maybe, is it this the 5 or is this the 5? What's the difference between an X and an O? What's the difference between dots and dashes? So when I went to Windows, it just so happens here is a cube. There are 6 sides on this cube. When it's sitting down flat, on the book, there'll be 14 around. I call it the ring, the 4 sides of the ring. Otherwise, the pole, you only get to see one side of the pole. You never get to see the other side of the pole. So this is going to be number 19 in the E world. Why? Because there's 14 around and 5 up is 19. If I flip it over, I still have the ring of 14 and 2. So now I have 16 and 19. 16 and 19 is the P and the R. They're the opposites. They're the poles to each other. So if I say priest, the first 2 letters are talking about my spirit and my matter, my male and my female. And okay, and the reason I say this is we have to start off with A and B. And we can see that A is in the center, okay, and it is the heart of what it is in the center of what is B. See, here is B right over here. So I'm just going to have to mark this. I'm going to mark this down. 5 and 14 equals to 19. 2 and 14 equals to 16. This is the S. And sorry, I made a mistake with those letters. I said P and R. Okay, it's S and P. Did I say that? It's S and P. I said P and R. It's S and P. Maybe for standards and poor. So when we have 19, with the S, we're going to get the moon. With the P, we are going to get the S-O-N. The reason for this is I have to multiply it. I understand that through the alphabet and through numbers, that when I do 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, it equals to 6. When I go plus 4, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. It seems like it's starting over. It gets flipped to the other side. The same that on the roulette table, that when you get to the number 10, 1, 4, 7, 10, boom, the 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. It's black when the 1 is red. Now, if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that took me 10 numbers to start all over from 1. If I went with 2, I'd go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the 1 times 10 equals to 10, and the 2 times 5 equals to 10. So now all of a sudden we have Joe. Yep, I'm going to get myself a cup of Joe, and we're going to keep myself awake, and that would be the coffee. So now we would have inside this coffee, this nice hot boiling coffee. What happens to boiling stuff? We now get matter and energy. When I go to the bathroom, my number 1 is my energy. It's also my cat. It's also Mars. My number 2 is my dog. It is my matter. It is my soul. And number 1 energy is going to be for the pee, and the number 2 is going to be for the poop. The dog and the cat, the soul of the dog, the energy and spirit, number 1 of the cat. Now, the one-eyed king and the one-eyed jack are going to tell me about the pirate. Think about this, number 1 and number 8. Number 1 in Roman numerals is the letter I. And 8 is, I'm eating, could be the number 8. So if I mark number 18, you can say I'm eating. Or if you look at the I as a 1, who won? What won? So if 1 ate, who ate? I ate. 1 ate, 1 ate, 18. So that would be the sun. So now if you get the sun is number 54. So that'd be 3 times 18 equals to 54. So it'd be I ate. And what did you eat? You ate, I think you ate your D, your VIT, vitamin D from the sun. Vitamin D from the sun. So the IT system, your birth system, your Jesus system, your angel system, the angels and the beast come into the world because you must know and learn the beast in order to know who the angel is within. Destruction. What is destruction? Is destruction an art? Why do we destroy? What does it mean to destroy? Can it be the mirror or the insides? So where was I with this? Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Cat. Come here, kitty. Okay. So where do you want to go? Who is going to be participating with me? I'm all alone. It's hard to participate if I'm alone. I'm going to see if anybody's over here. See if there's any bad apples out there. Okay, so I want to talk, where was I going to go? Yeah, I want to jump into Roman numerals and some words. And one of the words is the word medic. And I'm going to just show you why it's the word medic. Matter and energy. 9 and 4. When you have D and I, it's the putting that ring, okay, on this finger. Locking in, you know, if you shove your finger in, you can't pull it out. So you're putting the ring, okay, on the finger, the pole. C is 100. I is also in Roman numerals noted as 1. D is 500 and M is 1000. Now the E can be looked at as many things. The E is the 5th letter. The value of 5 is in the V. The E looks like a 3. The 3 is the C. The C is the 3, and the C in Roman numerals is 100. So I switched this whole word around. So why did we have to use that over here? Because is it 500 minus 100? We'd have 1,499. 1,500 minus 100 and 100 minus 1, equaling to that value. Why would it be telling me that value? So since it's telling me this value, 1,499, can I use that in a binary setup? Meaning that instead of binary zeros and ones, they're now replaced with these new numbers, because binary was just a basis of telling you what the value of that area is. Now, if you change the evaluation of that area, for instance, we're going to just show you that in binary code, this over here, starting as 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 1, 2, 4, 8. So I change this to a 9. I change this to a 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Then 4 by 4 is 16. And 1 over here for 8 is 8. So what's it telling me? Should I be doing it this way, or should I be adding it up? 9. 9 by 2 is 18. Carry over the 1. I carry over the 1, and it becomes 4 by 4 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Carry the 1. The 8th position, there's only 1 8. It now becomes 9789. In this one over here, it becomes 8799 to the single digit. It might be telling me about different houses. This is the mirror world. Sorry, this is the mirror world. This is the half world. 1, 2, hold on a second. 1, 2, 4, 8. Yes, and this is the cubic world. The 1, 2, 4, 8. This is where everything mirrors itself. The 4 walls, and then the pull, the 2 walls and 2 walls, 4, and then the pull. So you get your 6. Did you notice here in Windows, just for the sake of it, when you get to a cube, you use the ring, ABCD 10, and then EF11. So you have Windows 10, Windows 11. So Windows 11 is talking about the change of poles, E and F. The other thing I was going to say, we did this with this so we can see what's happening with Roman numerals. The other thing that happens with Roman numerals, okay, is that M, D are both numbers 4 and 4. C is number 3. X is the 24th letter, make it 6. M is actually the 13th letter, make it 4. The I is the 9th letter. The V is the 22nd letter. So we have MDV as 4, 4, and 4 in Roman numerals. We have C and L as both 3 and 3 in Roman numerals. We have X as 6 in Roman numerals. We have I as 9 in Roman numerals. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Roman numerals. Now, in rotation of Xe, can we put all these letters in front of this? We have to discuss it. Can I put Vix or Dix or Mix or Clicks? I don't know, but I'm just telling you our last licks. But we know that these two come together in rotation of 911 over here. And there's other things you can do. You can do the upper and lower level of this. What is 6? How can we create 6? We'd have to come over here, and different ways to connect 6 is 9 and 6 will create 6. 2 and 4 will create 6. 1 and 5 will create 6. So we'll end up looking like this. And then over here, we'll have a line here and a dot here. This is 3 and 3, 6. So the dot repeats itself. The line, okay, over here, this is also, in fact, yeah, this also over here is another 6. We have a 1 and 2. Sorry, we have a 1 and 5. 1 plus 5, 6. We have a 2 and 4 equals to 6. We have a 6 and 9 equals to 15. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. And then we have a 7 and 8 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. And then we have the 3 that is the dot that is all alone. And this is what we have. This is our basic design. Now, if I wanted to move this completely around the cube, right? And my information is right here. Have you ever seen one of these? Have you ever seen one of these? The smartest person in the world. The smartest person in the world is out there. And I'm using their information to tell you my story. Perhaps telling you the story they created it for, knowingly, unknowingly. And I'm going to change this because I'm going to move it all over. What if I multiplied it by 2? Or even if I don't multiply it, what if I just did the same scenario? And instead of this here, I put it here. And instead of this here, I put it here, I put this here, and I connected that there. And should I create more of these boxes? That if I was once put it there, I can now put it there. And if this is down here, this is over here, this is over here, this is over here. Can I do it again? And when I do it again, I move it over here. And I move this over here. And I put this line over here. And I put this line over here. And in each one of these, 6, 6, 6, 6, all these designs are 6, 6. Can I connect them together? Right? I'm going to go into Paint. And I'm going to take this. And I'm going to put, like, I can take a picture of it right now, I think. Can I take a picture, take a screenshot? Okay, I'm gonna go take a picture of it, right? And then hold on a second. So let me see if I can make this smaller so I can see what I'm showing up on my own camera. Just give me a second here. Un instant, s'il vous plaît. Look, I got a car in my, look at that, eh? And that's what it is. So I'm gonna paste that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna paste that. Okay. You see I got it pasted here. And I'm just gonna do one of these. I'm going to copy, paste. So I got that there. Paste. See, I got that there, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that. And then I'm just going to, hold on a second. I want to change the whole page black so it's easier to manipulate. Then I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy that and paste it. Flip it upside down. Put that over here. And now 9, 9, 9, and 9. But I only had 4 areas I added. There's only 4 blocks, but there's 36 areas in those 4 blocks. 9, 9, 9, and 9. Now I have to do this for every single one of them. But not only that, now that I have this, we can do this. And we're making a major block right now. So now we have 6, right? And now I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to flip it upside down. I know I did a lot more than 6, but this is how that system's going to look right now. How do we transfer? Since we have the 4 dots here, there's a good chance I can now do this and connect these dots over here. What is it supposed to do right now? I don't know, but this is the story it's telling me. So when I come over to the story over here, the numbers that is here and here, right, is now going to be 2 and 6, and this one will be 3 and 5. What was 1 and 5, 6, and 2 and 4, right? The 2 and 4. So now I'm going to say to myself, give me a second here. Parce que ça change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've just flipped it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I started the top left corner instead. 1, 2, 3. So now this one over here, right over here is going to be 8 and 9 equals to 17, right? This equals to 8. This equals to 8. We had all these over here. Here it's 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. Over here, we have, did I get this right? Yeah. Here we have 7 and 4 equals to 11. And here I have 1 that's missing. Here it's number 3 that's singular. Here it's number 1 that's singular. Number 13, man, Batman bar mitzvah. Bat mitzvah. Bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. Then over here in this one over here, we're going to be connecting in this one over here, 5 and 9, 6 and 8, 2 and 3, 1 and 4. And this one's going to be 14. 5, 5, 5, and 5. And it's in this one over here, that's the band on this cube. These over here are the reverse of the cubes. This is the 14 band, the 1 and 4, 5. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 6 and 2, 6 and 2, 1 and 5, 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 5. We don't have a 6 and 9. They just start over again. But we do have a 7 and an 8. The 7 and 8 is our base. Here is our 7 and 8. 1 dot, 1 dot. 2 dots, 2 dots. When we have 1 dot, we have 8 around it. When we have 2 dots, we have 7, but we have 2 times 2 dots. We have 2 dots here and 2 dots here. Those are the 2 dots. Now we can do the numeric shift. We can change all these numbers. Instead of having 1, 2, 3, we're going to change everything for new numbers. And the new numbers are going to be 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. And then we're going to do maybe the same thing, the same connection. We're going to get 4 and 2, 6, 8 and 7, 15, 1 and 5, 6. Then we're going to get this connection over here, 9 and 6, 15, 1 and 5, 6, 1 and 5, 6. And we're going to have the 3 left over. So how did I do that? 4, 8, 3. It's very simple. I multiplied the original amount. 1 times 4 equals 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. 3 times 4 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. We put 3 back in its same position. When starting in this house, 3 remains in the position, 6 remains in the position, and 9 remains into the position. 4 by 6, 24. Zion, Israel, controlling the day, operator. When we have this, it becomes 12. So we now know that 3 and 6 come together to create the full part of the 24-hour day if we want to work in those terms. Just 1 second. I have my 1111. Okay. I wanted to go on to baseball terms, but I'm going to be looking at my talk tick. I want to see if I have it over here. I want to go over some of the videos I made. Whoa! Oh, look at these big, rich Ferrari cars here. How do I get to, here's an inbox. Okay. Okay, I just want to look at some of my, get these videos out. Just want to talk about what I did yesterday. How do I get rid of this? How do I, okay, go to the profile. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some stuff I did yesterday. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. And some of the stuff I talked yesterday is I made a video on TikTok that says stand, and then it says ignat, ingat. It says ingat the PL8. And what PL8 is it's plate. And plate is assiette in French, assiette. It can also mean the summer plate. And baseball is played under the sun in the summer. Sometimes it's played under the dome in the summer. Keep it warm. Open the dome in the winter, close it in the summer. So when I said standing, okay, and I took the stand, the word stand, for me, when I use it, I hear stand. We're going to stand. We're going to stand and wait right here. So the word wait has 8 inside of it, which is an area space. The word 8 does not have the ET system inside of it. There is no and one with 8. There is no spirit with the 8. It's sort of like included within its birth. The reason for that is when you say 81, it almost sounds like you're going to say 84 because it is said as 421. And it's not really 421. If it was 421, it'd be 261. It would be a time of day. But 421, because we don't say and one. And is saying DNA. So does it mean it's changing or adding our DNA? Also, when you say 421 in French, it's almost like saying 4 times 21, and that would be 84 for the numeric value 84 of Pluto. And what is 84? 4 is 1/2 of what is 8, but of 4 and 8 together, 12, 4 is only 1/3, and 8 is 2/3. When you have 1/3 and 2/3, you're talking about 3. If you're talking about 3, and we need to understand that a full circle is 360, we have to go 3 times 120. So now we're also going to, if we're talking about 3s, we have to talk about hockey. We have to talk about 20-minute periods where halftime is in the middle of the second period where 30 minutes has been played. So we have a whole area on ice. So now when it's on ice, it's cold. When it's cold, it's blue. When it's cold and it's blue, blue is number 40, cold is number 34, which is going to be the opposite of hot, which is going to be 43. Hot and cold together, 77 is power and Christ. What happens when you have hot and cold together? Or something cold getting hot? Will it boil or will it freeze? Blue is known to be Democrat. Red is known to be Republican. So we got to that. So now I'm going to get to when I said standing at the plate, When I said ing at, when I put the words ing and at together, it would be location, like the A commercial. Then I also thought of ingot, which is gold. So the golden area to be standing at the plate. Batter up, 3 men on base. And the 3 men on base, that means it had to be 12. There's a couple of terminologies. If you're going to walk the first, so you'd have walk the first, walk the second, walk the third. 12 balls. If we were playing T-ball, right, then you swing, and you swing till you hit the ball. So there's never a miss. The ball is noted to be, can you say the ball is the soul or is the ball the spirit? Is the ball the soul? Is the ball the spirit? Is the bat the spirit and the ball the soul? Yesterday I came across as they were pitching the ball and the ball was going to be the cat. And or you're pitching, we have to understand, give the terminology and understand why we have that terminology. We have the batter box, tear equaling to earth. Bat can be upside down. Bat can be a bat is also 212. It's the E world. There's a spirit within two worlds. The BB comes together this way. If you bring two worlds together this way, like that, right? If I had to show you this 5 and I needed to connect these 2 dots here, right? With those 2 dots there, I would cover up all the dots, right? From 2 different sides, right? See that? I'm going to connect the 4 of them on this side, right? See that number 5 in there, right? So I got 2 different worlds, separated passage by the cube. You're on the on-deck circle, ODC, 643, 346, 364, 364 days a year, perhaps. There are 27 outs per team. And if the home team wins, the home team will only be out 24 times. They will not play the 9th inning. When the home team is leading into the 9th, they will not have to play their inning. So they only play 8.5 innings, matrix, silver, part of Venus because it's part of number 2, as 2 equals to 58. When it's part of Venus and 2 equals to 58, the mathematics of 58, 5 times 8, 5 plus 8, will create 13 and 40 equaling to 53, equaling to 8. But as 13, 1 and 3, 4, and 40, right, 4 plus 0, 4, that next numeric value will be 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16, and 8 equals to 24. We now have the 24-hour days. We now put a man on base. 4 balls and 2 strikes. There is no 7 pitches. You have the chance to throw either or of what is 7 pitches, being that 4 pitches of balls and 3 pitches of strikes. It'll either be 3 and 3 is the count. Sorry, 3 and 3 will never happen. It'll be a 3 and 2 count, and it'll be a walk or a strikeout. If it's 33, you are out. It is a strikeout. If it is 42, it is a walk. It is at the gateway, the 9 lives of the cat. That is the way it works. Not me. Roll of the dice, roll of the calculator, roll of the ATM. Now, 16 balls. And if you flip that upside down to 91, or if you switch it over from 16 to 91 or 16 to 61, you have, ironically, from the 16 to the 19, the S&P, you went from the church 61 to flipping it over to 91, and that would be the spirit. In what's leading me now, I'm going to stick to baseball, okay, is that when there's 16 balls, it means 4 batters have walked. So if 4 batters have walked, you would have 16 balls, walk, and you would have 8 strikes. I need to maximize and minimize to understand what's going on as the batters are walking around the bases. So we always want to have a full count, 3 and 2. We are born into the before the Christ, the BC world, CB codes, citizen band radio, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. A goes into 3, and 3 and 2 come together to create the E world of 5. 1 and 4, 5, 2 and 3, 5. We play in that realm, right? On each side of the seventh gate, or in between inside the house. If you want to see this. Here we are inside the house, and the outline to this picture here, okay, is this picture over here, right? So we get to this double checker over here, and number 7 connects both of them. 66 and 5. This is 5, where the 4 between 4 and 6 is a 5, and then on the other side, we do it on both sides. The other thing I wanted to mention is just to look at this star for a second. See, looking at this star for a second, right? You can see 3 on the left, 3 on the right. Your 8 is your lifeline connected between the 2, and your 9 is the heart that's in between the 3, 3, and the 1 going up and the 1 going down. Your V is the open space for life living in the star system, right? Somehow we come from this alternate system, some sort. Haven't figured it all out yet. Oh, I have to take this off. Just to let you know, we were talking about Pluto. Well, Pluto and Mars come together over here, divided gateway, 84 for Pluto, 51 for Mars. 17 times 3 is 51. 28 times 3 is 84. Formation comes at 3. So now if we go back to baseball, when there's 54 outs in the game, the road team has won. When there's 51 outs in the game, the home team has won. Anything after that is going to look like this. 51 outs is a home win. 54 outs is a road win. Now, if the game ends, let me mark this down. If the game ends at 57, let me see, 57, 60, 63, 66, 69, and 72. I'm just going to keep it this way and let me show you. 54 outs means 9 innings were played. Both teams had 27 outs each. When you go to the 10th inning, when we go to the bottom of the 10th, the hand of God, right, there will be 57 outs. Bring me to the moon. If the game ends on 60 outs, okay, if the game ends, game end. If the game ends here, the home team wins. If the game ends here, the road team wins. If the game ends here, the home team wins. If the game ends here, the road team wins. If the game ends here, the home team wins. If the game ends here, the road team wins. I'm going to explain it to you. When you play 10 innings, right, there's going to be 30 and 30 outs. It means they could not score to keep up to the next team. The other team wins. 60 outs. The road team won. 63 outs. The 63 outs brings us to the top of the 11th inning. If this ends here, it means the home team won, right, with no outs in the bottom of the 11th. But also to note that if the game ends on 64 or 65, also the home team wins. There's 3 outs that will happen. And this one is the same thing. 66, 67, 68, the road team wins. 69, 70, 71, the home team wins. 72, 73, 74, When Christ comes in, the road team wins. Are we home or are we road? What part of the home run road are we? H and R. Yeah, sorry about that. So let me get back to this baseball bit and see what else there is. Yes, so in the seventh inning stretch, there are 39 outs. This is where R and U come in. There was something else. There's so many things I wanted to do. I'm a little chilly right now. There's only one of us here. I don't want to complete the video. I'm a little cold. Maybe I'll come back again. But in the bottom of the sixth, the seventh inning stretch, where 6.5 innings have been played, 56 equals to Wolf, 56 is Flow, 65 is 7, 56 is 3, 65 is Horse. It will also come together into the E world because of its mathematics, 6 times 5, 6 plus 5. When there's 39 outs, coming into the inning, and when coming out of the seventh inning, there's going to be 42 outs. 2 cubes have been completed, 42 outs. 42 is at the divided gate. Divided seventh gate, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to what that 7 is. And when the inning's over, then you've completed the breakout through the gate of these cubes. Also to note, number 39 is the word 10. Number 39 is angel. 3 times 13 is 39. 3 by 31 is the opposite. It's 93. And we can say Saturn. If you mix up 31 plus 13 plus 31, 57, you have moon. 57, you have birth. If you do 31, 13, 31, you have 75, you have electric. If you have 57, 75, right, you might also be thinking of this. Add up 2 through 6 equals to 20. A lot of buzzing in here, I hear. Add up 1 through 5 equals to 15. 15 and 20. 20 for the 20 in darts, for the 20 areas in darts. 15 for the 15 balls in pool. Or how about 2015, which is the year 5775 in Hebrew. $11.55 when you divide it by 5. Understanding where all the numbers come from. I didn't want to get into that. Anyways. Okay, so 39 is also for the word angel. Now, I'm just trying to think about why no contact. I wrote here for last night, I wrote when you have 39, you're not contacting or you're only contacting with the angels. Why was there no contact? I'm just trying to remember what happened. The seventh inning stretch comes in. There is 39 outs. There's no contact. Why is there no contact? I don't remember. What I do know is that 11 and 14, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will create 3. When you come to the 9, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will create 9. The 11th letter K, the 14th letter N, and K and N come together like in the word no or knock. Okay. They also create number 25, which is a connection. 25 is the word jack. Jack can be used as a plug, like a jack in the wall, which a jack in the wall is going to connect two associated areas for communication. I wrote no contact, but what I will say is that when there is 39 outs, there's 13 in which still remain. When I say there's 13 and still remain, is there's 52 weeks in a year. There's 52 cards in the deck. So if I use up 39, I'm using up 3 suits. So there would be 13 cards left in the final suit. 39 can also be talking about the 3 suits and the 1 suit, because when you finalize with the 4th one, it creates the mirror side. You turn it over, this side and this side, A, B, C, D. You turn it over. And then A, B, C, D, you turn it over. It's a 3-1-3 system, rotation system, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. I'm just trying to understand why there was no contact. 16th, 7th inning stretch. Why was there a stretch? What were we stretching to? Because we were stretching out to both sides. 21 out visitors, 18 outs, and I just don't remember why no contact. Okay, it's non-contact sports. Another thing, the foul smell, the foul ball, the smell in the soul is in the shoe, the Grand Slam mirror. The reason for the Grand Slam mirror or the opposite side, because it takes 4. When it's a Grand Slam, 4 come in. So that means yourself has come on to the other side. You went all the way around the bases. Now we start at home plate, counting that as a position. And then we go to first and second and third, and then home again. That's 5. That's your E-world play. Now 5 can be a V. V in French is for life. 5 can also be noted as 3. 3 and 5 keep flip-flopping between each other. You can have 30 minutes, which is a half an hour, expressed as half, meaning 5. The V, which is the 22nd letter, right? The reverse of the, I'm just trying to think of something. The V is also Roman numeral 5. The 5 is the E letter turned around, looks like the 3. Okay, and the 3 is the C letter, and C and E work together as 3 and 5, and they just keep jumping between each other in those expressions. So we have the Grand Slam mirror. We have the 16 balls and a run is scored. There's an RBI and a run scored. So we have to understand that also. Baseball, we have the umpire, pyre or peer or pie. In the word pyre, I'm just thinking for some reason there's fire comes to mind, and then vampire comes to mind. When you say umpire, vampire, the V is for number 5, amp. Okay, amp it up. So what are we amping up, and how can this umpire? Well, we don't have vampire, so I'm going to take out the vamp and put the ump. The UM comes in. MUI is the 13th and 21st letter. Why? Because when you work in binary code and the letters in the alphabet, A, B, C, E, H, M, U. 6 and 7, although it's Saturn and Uranus, it's also Saturn is connected to Mars and Uranus is connected to Earth. Earth is number 52, 5 and 2, Uranus. Mars is number 51, 5 and 1, Saturn. I have to work off of this information given to me here. Everything I know, I just know because we were delivered the rules and regulations to the games. We just didn't understand how to use them. Their equations on how to bring them together. Where else were we in baseball? We have the SS, which is the shortstop, and that shortstop is being played between second and third. Where's that shortstop being played between second and third? In the BC world, right? In the BC world, between second and third. Then we have left field and we have right field. So we have the red and the blue in the fields. We spoke about the foul balls. We have center field, CF. So we have 3-6. We have 9-6. L, hold on a second. Left, center, and right. 9-3-3. So we have 3-3-9, left, center, and right. And then we get 6-6-6 because we get 3-6, 3-6, and 9-6, left field, center field, and right field. Now, you might think none of this matters, just like the receiver, which is the catcher, and the receiver on the phone from the one who pitches. Pitch to me. Well, I'm pitching it to you right now. Look at my mouth moving. No, I mean, throw me the ball. Oh, you want to receive my voice? So what are you receiving? How are you receiving it? I'm the pitcher What am I pitching out to you? How do you receive it? Is it within the matter of the energy that pitches? So I don't know all these terminologies, because then after that we can add the soul, we can have the energy, we'd have the matter, we'd have the cat and the dog, we'd have Mars and Earth. Mars noted to be the dot, Earth noted to be the line. When you take Mars into the into the, because this is questionable, is it a single dot or is it a single area? But a single area is encompassed by 4 dots, right? Look. So if we had to count God as one, is it that one dot, one in between everything? I can't put that dot in here. Or was it encompassed? So I have to ask myself that question. Let me see where else I am in baseball. We have the 11th inning, which is the ounce. The ounce is 28. We now go to the cycle of the moon. We go to the 11th inning. When the 11th inning, before the 11th inning shows up, we have 60, could be 60 outs for the 60 minutes on the clock. And if the game ends with the road team, there will be 66 outs. Well, since it's 6 and 3, the way everything seems to work of 360 degrees, 66 years after the year 1963 will be the year 2029, when everything is over and out and everything started over from the year 2026 all the way over to the year 2029, when it's just like starting all over again, bringing us to 2026 years divided by 2 equals MJ. I don't know what that means. 2000. I'm just going to bring back another basis, that the year 2000 was the Hebrew year 5760, which is 4 times. Remember 4, which is 4 times 1440 minutes. There's 1440 minutes in a day. What happened? What was the change in creation? Right. That happened between day 4 and day 6 because it became less than what life is, right? For some reason. Another thing is, wow, less than what is. Wow, I just lost myself in my head. Day 6. 6 times 1440 equals 8640, the numeric value to the sun. I got a little lost in there. I lost myself. I'm not happy. Genesis, Nasera, Gesera, Gene, Mars inside the word Genesis finishes with SIS, also can be seen as 515. Just give me a second. What's up? I was just doing a video, so I just stopped for now. If you want, I think it's better, yes. No? Like you can't sleep? No, I know. Well, that's up to you. I know you're in pain. We could just go tomorrow. I cannot go today. I'll wait for tomorrow. I don't have to go today. There's no rush. I mean, I can go during the week for 2 days if I want, There's no. Is Mom still with you? Yeah. So yeah, I can go tomorrow. I can go and come back. Yeah. Take your time. No rush. How you feeling? Well, it's hard. You know what? It's all mental. You got to look at it. It's like look at the future. Right. Oh, okay. But are you waking up from the pain or from the mental anguish? Yeah, I know. Well, the pain is the worst thing. I slept good last night. You have to make yourself a pillow for your arm of some sort. I know. Listen, it'll take time. It'll take a week to figure it out. Yeah, that's a little kooky. That's I didn't take two pills. I took one, so the pain was really, really excruciating. I'm going to try to find out if there's anything. I mean, nothing that's going to change anything. Any other way, like I'm thinking, like have a popsicle. I know that's for tonsils, but keep yourself a little cold. But I know that's hard on the stomach. Also, cold might give you a bellyache. No. No, not at nighttime. I mean, just during the day, if something bothers you, have a little. I think there's inflammation also that happens in one of the sheets that I got in the cast is sensitive to ice. Right. So in that sense, maybe the inflammation also adds to the pain. Oh, 100%. It's pulsating. Yeah, of course. It's pulsating. It's pulsating. Wow. Wow, I can't believe that also. I can't believe it. Okay, bye. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to be there in a minute. Give me a minute. I know we're only one person here, but maybe somebody in the future is going to actually know what happened. Like I mentioned before, what's a terrible accident? Chopped off a finger. This one over here, if I show you the picture, you might not want to look, but this finger over here was like over here. No, actually it was over here because you can see this whole knuckle here was there. There was no finger. So they took the finger, they put it on top, they shoved the pin in, they put the finger back. So now his finger is stiff. So now he's got to sit 10 weeks, went to help out a friend, okay, doing a job that he's done many times before. And lo and behold, like out of nowhere, God left his body because you're God. You're the gates of the divide. You get to decide on everything. You're the last dimension in this world. Imagine when you leave, you're not in this world anymore, but you're still somewhere. Okay. Where were we talking about? Were we still talking about baseball? So there's different things. So in baseball, I want to write down a few more things. Right. I'm going to write them down here and see where we get. Okay, so here we have baseball, right? We have a bat, right? I don't know where you're at, right? Is that where you're at? Because if I ask anything, I'm at .com. So that's my B letter. Well, that's a terrible B. And my mathematics tells me I'm in the house of DC. But if I write it the other way, I'm in the compact disc. And life has already been written. And I have just a few choices between the lines. And then when I do this again, I get 12 and 7 equals to 19. And I know this is my basis for AI. And we all know to begin the game, we begin in the first inning. the game can be rained out, right? And we know we have AI. And within AI, I have 2 and 7, the house of bait. And we can use, if we want, 83 for monkey. We can use red monkey if you want. And then over here, we have 56. So we can have 3 red monkeys, or we can have the wolf to go with the flow. But then if we multiply it, and if we minus it, we end up back on the moon. But it could be the golden moon. It could be the clubhouse divided by the gate. Club, by the way, is 38. Gold is 38. Moon is a mistake. That is not 54. Okay. It's times 3 equals moon 57. 3 by 19. 2 by 19 is 38. 3 by 19 is 57. But when you're calculating them through what is the spirit male, I'm going to use it for that. I could be wrong. And the soul female. I just have to work out opposites. And I don't know why, but we're getting Mars over here. And we're getting Earth over here. And I usually use spirit with the cat. I usually use this one with the dog. This one is going to be 51.6. This is going to be 52.7. If you note that in both of them, there's a 5, right? And then you'd end up with V11 and then V1 in Roman numerals. 2 lives and 1 life. 1 equaling to the 1 dot that's in between and 2 on the outside for Venus and Mercury. I'm not going to write down Mercury. I'm just going to write down Venus for now. So this is how we get to all these numbers. This is both male and female. Three and 2 equals to 5. 3 and 4 equals to 7. Where did we get that? From 13. 1 times 3, 3. 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. This is how we ended up over here. This is the bat bar mitzvah. This is the bat. Can we go to the bats, to the bars? And now I like to think of bars as jail. And jail, I like to think of Rubik's 74, cube 31. And it just so happens when you go to jail, it is property area standing on number 31. It is the 3rd corner. The 4th corner is home plate. We want to call it go. So here's your corners. I'm going to just do this really small right now. Here is your go. And here is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, home. Over here in the center is the picture. Is it with a T, picture, or is it picture like that? Now, if you have picture, you might have the soul, or do you have the spirit? The thing is, water is not alcohol, but it's a liquid form, alcohol talking about spirit. Water and soul both have the same numeric value of 67, where spirit has the value of 91. And we have to remember that a lot of things are both feminine and masculine, but they tilt towards one side, telling an alternative story within their race.
91 also bringing together two worlds. 61 does not. We only can count the 6. When you count the 9, you're bringing together two worlds through A, E, and I, which A, E, and I, and I want to do this neat. You have A through E, and then you have E through I. And in between here, you have B, C, D. And in between over here, you have F, G, and H. 6, 7, and 8. This is where we come together. A and I, E and E. 1 and 9, 5 and 5, 1, 5, 5, 9. So where are we with this? Yes, we were talking about this. This one over here on this side is 45. So now we have 45 and we have the word fox. Fox, H headquarters. The reverse of fox is what is going to be Mars. Fox headquarters in rotation of mass, or SAM. 5 a.m. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 equals 9 and 6. 19, 20, and 13 equals to 33. Looks like 5 a.m. 8, 17, and 26. 51, 26, 43, 51. 6, 15, 21, and 24. 24 and 15, 39, the angels in the fox. The cunning fox, orange, and Pluto for the fox. Headquarters. 6 and 8, the inversion of these two cubes when they're sitting up properly. 6 and 1, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. And when you do this, everything is changing around here. See the way the 2 goes to that side? If you want the 2 on the other side, you need the 1 up. So another thing about that, we finish this off over here. So we have the first, we have the double cross. And when we have here, we are going to have 99. Here, I'm going to have 11, 11. Now, if I want to connect them, I can connect this right here, giving me a 15, or the O can connect them over here if I want. There's other ways to do it. Just 1 second. I'm thinking. This one over here is the 8. I have the Is there anything else? No, there's not. The only thing is now is I'm going to run this all the way through here. When I run that all the way through there, just give me a second. I'm looking for a color. This is where A and I coming in, the two different worlds, the lower world and the upper world. Now, is it making any shapes? Is it doing any artwork? I have to do this on a larger scale to see what's happening with this. Should I have done this on a larger scale? Let me take a look at this again, see if I can do this somewhere else. Let me just take a look. And should I outline it? Should I bring it all the way to the end? Whoop. I have to see what's going on in here. Somehow this is not done very well. From here, why? Oh, yes, because this goes over here, right? This goes down to here, right? I wasn't supposed to look at that. At the same time, when we're connecting this, we have to understand that this here connects. This is your 1-6 connect. When you connect your 1-6, you're automatically going to be connecting your 7-6 over here. Your 7 and your 13. When you connect that, you connect your 4-9-13 with your 4-3-7. So I would have to actually show you on the next page what this looks like. I'm going to make it, I think, twice as big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this goes here, right? Should I be starting off in the center? I don't know. I'm not doing it. I prefer to start in the center because I'm splitting it up, but I'm just going to go to the end, and this one goes over here. This I'm going to go to the end over here. These two are blocked off, A and I, two different worlds, so we're not going to use them, right? Then what we're going to do from this, we get that right, here to here, here to here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to connect this one with that there, and I'm going to connect this one over here. Now what I just did is I connected, let me show you on the calculator, right? And I'm going to invert it, is I connected 1 and 7 and 1 and 6, 7, right? The 4 and 9, 13. The same thing as the Mayan. Now what I'm going to do next, right? And I'm not allowed to do this one. This one was barred. So I have to not, so that's the only one I can actually do. So what does that actually look like when I Now, my next question is do I connect this line to connect the AI together? Right? Should I just be connecting AI together now? So when I use that line to connect, whoop, I didn't use the orange line. Hold on a second. Should I be doing some, these are on angles. Should I make my blue line straight? Because it's a blue line, you know, just like the hockey lines, we have to understand. And then we're going to go and connect AI together. So this is what that scenario is going to look like. That is going to be 9, 11, and 77. 7, 9, 11. So why did building 7 come down? Why did building 7 come down? Well, 7 and 11. 110 is like 11 in building 7. That was your 9/11 when building 7 came down. 9/11, 7, 7. So this is what the design up. I wanted to take this, right? And I wanted to screenshot this. Let's see if I can screenshot this. Okay, hold on a second. I don't know if I screenshot it. I don't know if I got it. Hold on a second. So let me see something here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go right back up to over here, and we're going to paste it in, right? We got to paste that in. We're going to see what it looks like. Now we're going to, maybe we're going to try and see if we can get a box made out of it, right? There we go. We got a little box. I want to see what happens to this, right? I want to see, we connect it over here. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, okay. Got us a little bigger. We got that there. We went from this corner to this corner. And then I went from this corner to this corner. And I went from here over to here. Then we went from here over to here and here over to here. So that's what that basic thing would look like. So now my question is, should I be running this entire line there? Should I be putting it in red? No, I'm just going to keep it in black for now. And now what I'm going to do next is I want to see if I can copy this. Let me see this. Let me see if I can just copy this. Copy. Whoop. No, made a mistake. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can go here. Okay. Copy and then paste. No, that's not what's coming out. Okay. So we're going to go copy, paste. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it. We're just going to get the two like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy, we're going to paste, and then we're going to flip it. And we're going to see what formation we get from it. So this is only the 4 formation, okay? I would have to do 3 more of these all the way around. Every time you get 3, it creates a heart. Okay, you get 3, it creates a heart. When you create 2 hearts, it'll create 88. Now you can see X marks the spot. We should have, this should be my original, right? Let me see something. I'm going to do this, and what I really shouldn't be doing this, right? But I'm going to resize to 50. Okay, and then I'm going to copy and then paste. So what should happen? Now, this is not the way it's supposed to be done. I'm supposed to be flipping it over and under, right? I'm supposed to flip it over and under because just to make sure it's all equal. And then you can see the angles inside of here sort of look like bent knees over here. And now you can see the way it's going back and forth, almost like the DNA. It's showing you the 8s. I only have 6 here. So now I would have to go ahead, right? Let me see. I'm just going to copy this real quick. I'm going to paste it, flip it, and now you can see here's my star system coming together, and you can see all the bigger squares that are coming out of this. Smaller areas and the more lines that overlap, you can start to see that here's one X, here's another X, here's another X, all X's and O's. And then you can see inside of here, see this area over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? 2, 4, 2 areas, 3, 4, 5. Is that what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an offset 8-pointed star, which is not like the regular octagon. What is it? Regular octagon. And then we can do stuff like this. I'm just trying to see if I can take this line here. Whoop. And right. And what we can do next is we can have a joint over here. We can then have a joint down to here. I'm going to just stop over here. I'm going to take this over here. And then we can have just a different area. You can see that there's a dimension that's shooting out in this area. Anyways, so this is what we get from this. There's probably a whole lot more. I've been on here for 2 hours. Not much participation, but that's okay. Let me jump into there was something on this channel over here. Now there's nothing there. Let me see where else I am. No, I don't see what is. So is there anything else on baseball? Yes, I wanted to finish off with the baseball, something I didn't finish with yet. So this is what I started to do, but I didn't finish it with yet. Let me see if I have paper here. So this is what it was. We have the baseball game, and now we're in the 7th inning, and the outs. Okay, the outs are for the home And if you want to go visitors, and just to note, when you get this, right away you're talking about Mars, the Federation, 4, 5, and 6. You're also talking about Taurus, the bull, as well. You're talking about the beast. The beast and the bull have the same numeric value. Taurus is 100, C. V is a Roman numeral. I is a Roman numeral. It looks like 6. We're talking about the 51st for Mars. Matter and energy, 8 and 5. Over here, 13 and 8. 13 and 8th letter, matter and energy, also talking about the sun. The 13 ball in pool and the 5 ball. Although it's matter and energy, it creates the 18th, and this is the R for Reish, and here is the 5 ball in pool. It's going to be talking about the sun. So when we go to outs and we have the 7th inning, there's going to be 21 and 18, and this will be the 7th. And when we get to the 8th, it'll be 24. Sorry, it's 18 and 3 equaling to 21. And this one will be 24. And when we get to the 9th, it'll be 27. And then we get to the 10th, it's going to be 30 outs, 30 minutes on each team. When we get to the 11th inning, okay, it's 33. Command and create in rotation of the birth. The 12th inning, 360 degrees. 2 times 360 degrees, right? Or in a partial formation of 72 only gives you a half a day. If you're looking at 720 minutes, half is noted to be 180 degrees. So if half is 180 degrees, then 36, okay, 36 is only what? 36 equals to what is 1/4. And we're going to need 4 times 36 times 4, or 1,440 minutes in a day, equaling to 5760, or the year 2000. Reset. Set terminology in poker meaning 3. We get to the 13th inning, the Angels show up, 39 and 39. We get to the 14th inning, we have 42. We now have a gateway. We've also reached the second side of the alphabet. Here we've reached the quarter house of Mars with 15, where we have 45 and 45 outs. This is where 666 and Fox comes in, also to the 15th inning. There's also 90, so a birth comes out. So once we get to the 16th inning, okay, the 16th inning, and what's special about that is it's 9 and 7 innings. 9 and 7 are special. They come together, birth at the gateway, or where you're going to have over here is 48 outs on each team. When you get to the 17th inning, I didn't want to do it this way. What you're going to get to is you're going to get the 51 outs. Now it's Mars at the Q gate. And when you get to the 18th inning, you've split up the game into 2, okay? And now you've run yourself into the sun. And when you get to the 19th inning, which is you're bringing the 2 worlds together, okay, you are going to get 57 and 57 into the moon. So the structure of the game tells you exactly that truth. If you want to ask me questions, what I'm talking about, if you stepped in here late, because I see there's 3 people now, and I started the video like a few minutes ago before anybody was here. If you want to know what I do, if you haven't heard what I'd like to talk about, I like to talk about the anomalies that are hidden, the hidden secrets in words. What happened on day 6? What happened on day 1? Well, if I wrote about Genesis, I could be talking about Jacera and Nasera. I can be saying the cold snow, because you would say neige, N-E-G-E. N-E is going to be represented in the sun. G-E is the electronics of the moon. Genesis is also going to be talking about the moon and connections within Mars, the life coming within the example, or the what they call not the example, but the science centers of Mars. One of the reasons for that, not because the first and seventh zodiac signs are Aries and Libra. Aries for the ram and standing for Mars. Libra for science or balance in French. I like to use multiple languages. Where was I with this? Mars, yeah, Mars, number 51, area 51, where 432 vibration goes in between. Why is 9 so special? Why is 7 so special? It's only within 70 and within 90, right, that we will repeat the 7 and the 9, but we will be repeating it with an extension of saying 10-9 and 10-7, not knowing it doesn't say plus, it just says and, but not knowingly could be 10 minus 7 and 10 minus 9, leaving us with 1 and 3. If you're left with 1 and 3, Zion, Israel, the operator, to what is 1 and 3, and this will reconnect to the moon because of the mathematics. I don't know where anybody is who's listening to where they understand my story that I've been running off my mouth for the last 20 years. And I'm hoping that I'm saying that everything is a status quo. I want to talk about the letter G for a minute and how the G talks about 8 out of 9 letters. The G talks about 8 out of 9 letters because of its concept. I'm off the wall, but here it goes. What looks like a number 6 looks like the G, or could be flipped upside down, looking like the E. 6, 7, and 5. And when you connect the E this way, now you have number 9. When you need no more, okay, 9 and 5 are the opposites in the dice. This would be Uranus and Saturn, but now it's going to be into what is Earth and Mars. So when you have 6, the reverse on the cube is 8. 7 reverts 7. 5 reverts 9. When you're talking the alphabet, 6, F-O-X, 7, G-P-Y, 5, N-E-W, 9, I-N-R. So now we had 4 these. Now the opposite of all these are HQZ. If you want to talk about it as headquarters, it's 45 and 51. This one over here is going to be 48, and the opposite of what is Y is B. So you have B, K, and T, and you're going to have 33. Look, Mass and Mars together, they create Pluto. 48 and 31 is 81. This one is 96. Do I got this one right? I think I did this one wrong. Okay, this wasn't what I wanted to do with this one. This is when it's in the cube. So I'm going to have to do this again. When you have Fox 45, you're going to have CLU, which is going to be 36. 81. 81. When you have NEW, the N letter, the NEW, 23 and 5, 28, it's going to be 42, splitting the gate. And what resides in this? That's right. Jesus resides in this number. Energy with Jesus resides in this number. When you have N as the 5th letter, you also have what is, the 5th letter, 5, reverts to 22. So that is, why am I having a little bit of trouble with my vision right now? Wow. The 5 is 22. So I want to put it in order. So it's going to be DMV. Something's wrong. There's something I'm not doing right. No, I'm thinking about houses and 20 through 35. So the angels come over here. So just disregard that. Just disregard that. The invert to this one over here, E is V, M is N, and W is D. Did I get that right? DMV? Yeah, I did get that right. Wow. I'm just like lost. But this one I know is wrong. F goes with U. O goes with L, X goes with C. We do have to note that Earth and Mars, this one and this one come together. Therefore, if this one and this one comes together, right? 3 and 4 comes together. That means we need, just give me a second. I don't know why I'm having troubles connecting for some reason. If C and D come together and L, if all these come together with all of these, just give me a second. And these run in rotation of each other. 6 and 9, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 run in rotation of each other. And this happens to be 6 and this happens to be 5. That's why 5 and 6 run together. 5 and 6 run together like 5 and 4 run together. I'm having trouble understanding something. I don't know what it is right now. I'm just having trouble. Why is it like this? 5 and 4, 5 and 4, 5 and 4. They're all opposites of the alphabet. So it absolutely works perfect. They're all 9s. They absolutely work perfect. So this is where 5 and 6. So let me just do the Fox CLU. Right. Just let me get this. So these two work together. These two work together. So if I switch this one for this one, and I switch this one for this one becomes 5 and 6 equals to 11. This one becomes 3 and 4 equals to 7, to where these, right, are what is 6 and 3 equaling to 9, to what is 5 and 4 equaling to 9. By the way, if you're looking for West Virginia, it equals to 54. If you're looking for the South Pole, it equals to 63. Together, it's 117. This is Rubik's Cube, 7, 11, mixed up with these dots, counting dots and sides for Rubik's Cube. Do you follow where I'm coming from? Do you follow what's going on? Somebody say something. I'm going to check to see if anybody's asking questions on my other channels right now. You know, at Alex Jones, I'm thinking of his name, and the only reason I'm thinking of his name right now is because I hear his horsey voice, you know, when you're talking so long. So it's not here. Local setup. Let me see. Is this the one here? I just want to see. I'm coming live somewhere on Odyssey, and I just want to see where it is. Local setup. Create. Unveiling the secret cipher. Am I actually, I'm not setting up, it's actually playing, right? Mr. Tackmans isn't live right now, but it says over here, let me see where it's showing me live. It's showing me live right over here. I need to check out why live stream chat. It says I'm not live. Is that possible? Live, publish, new live stream, no. Choose replay, no. Okay, it shows me my to create a new stream. So am I coming on live or not? I don't understand. If you're on Odyssey, you want to just jump over to maybe Rumble, just to see if I'm up there somewhere. And even in Rumble, am I coming on in Rumble? Let me check here on Rumble. You know, it's funny. It says I got 40, 50, 60 people. Okay, it says streaming now, but for all I know, my camera could be not even working and I'm not even here. Just give me a second to catch up with this. Wow, this is pretty frustrating, right? I'm looking for myself here. You know, when you have 28 windows open, you know, account overview. Oh, my feed. Yes, here's my feed. Yes, okay, here's the Rumble. Get ready to rumble. Yeah, looks like nobody's been on here. Let me put this on here. Yeah, I'm the only one watching again. No one's chatting up here. Okay, we got that one down pat. That's okay. I can't see what's happening with Odyssey. It's just really weird. Mr. Tagpans isn't live right now. Let me go back. And why does it say that? You are live on Odyssey, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. So let me see here. Local setup. No, this doesn't. What does it show here? No, it doesn't show me anything. Anyways, it is what it is. Okay, I'm not gonna waste my time. Actually, it's not wasting my time. I can't get the word across unless I use my time. So now we're talking that we're gonna go back to the what G is. So G can be 69, and you're in rotation of this over here. 5E is also to be noted as 5, and then G, where G looks like the 6 and 9, which G has all these inside of it. So whatever's missing here, right, can also be into 3, 6, 2, 7, 4, 5, 1. Well, 9 is 0, 9 actually, right? I don't have 0, 9. It's going to be 0, 9. So do I have 1 and 8? Do I have 1 and 8? Well, I know inside 5 is a 1, but there is no 1. There is no 1 and there is no 8. There's no spirit inside of G, it looks like. But inside of G, if we use all of these, what's missing? If we have all these letters, let me just do this. So I have G. I have G. Just give me a second. I have G. So I'm going to have T, right? So if I have that, I'm then going to get F, C, and then I'm going to get D and E, and then I'm going to get I. Did I just use them all up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used up 7 letters. I used up F. I used up E. I used up I. The opposite of the letters I also have to take into recognition. So D, the completion of the thing. So D would be with W, right? Well, you can put that with E. So I did all of that, right? There's got to be no I. Okay, the only thing that happens is when I is introduced, right, O comes up with it. So we're basically looking at 8 out of all the letters. The only one that's really not being used is the H, and O is in the F family. What other family is not being used? H. Oh, yes, the opposite of the I is supposed to be the A. So only H is not used, but the voided area of what is A is H. It's 1 and 8 to complete what is the 9, and it's so is the other letters. So let me see what I'm looking at over here. I've got a TikTok ding dang. Which one is that? Which number is that? Quel numéro? C'est le B20 féminin sacré. But you're not supposed to sacré unless you're putting it all in a bag, right? So we're out here with at 12:25 right now. And I think we're going to maybe end this video. Maybe I'm just going to go back to my talkie tick there and talk about our creator has left us signs, right? Oops, I got some signs here. Baseball terms, right? Let me just stop this for a second. Baseball terms, our creator has left us only signs. And when you play baseball, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do in baseball. And the rest was up to us. God rested on the seventh day, and on the seventh day, the rest was up to us. To us, when you say to us, as in the word to us, it becomes all. it becomes the word all. And when you say one ball, one strike, one hit, one match, une balle, ball one, une prise, plug one, receiver, receiving one, arbitre, the umpire. Arbitre is almost like a strike. Bâton. Oh, I got the phone. It's my mother. Hold on a second. I have to answer this phone. Give me a second. Hi. I'm good. How are you? Oh, yeah. Wow. 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 Okay, some good stuff. And okay, that's not so bad. Wow. Okay, today's the 15th. You're right. Russell's birthday. Spoke to Russell yesterday. Wow. Wow. The 15th. Oh, on Russell's birthday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's really cool. Congratulations. Wow. So he was in lots of pain last night, but he's doing okay now. He has just has a bit more of a painkiller. They didn't give anything for inflammation, you know? So they, well, he took two of they gave him stuff for the pain. I wanted to do a Lisa's fence today, but I don't know when I'm going to come in. I want to bring him in. He can't drive, and I don't want to go in and come back, go in and come back. So yeah. I think we're just going to come tomorrow. Anyways, that's really good. That's really good. Wow, I'm happy. Wow, two more, and they're alive and everything. So that's good. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what's it? When are they going to get the names? Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay. Obviously, that's how she had them. Okay. And what is it? Week 33? Week 33 on the 15th of the 6th month, 66. Wow. Okay. I'll speak to you later. Okay. Bye. Thanks. Well, my niece, who was giving birth to twins, gave birth on a cesarean number 33. My other sister lives on Cezanne. It's on the 15th, which is my nephew's birthday, on the another 666 day today. I didn't even notice it before, but today is another 666. There are 3 666 days in the month of June, especially this year. They don't happen every year. It happens in the year 2024. It'll happen in the year 2015. In fact, 2015 is a repeat this year. This is, I think, the beginning of the second cycle gateway, which ends in 2042, in which we live 42 years in that second gate. We live 18 in the first gate between 2024 and 2042, and which is the reverse of the numbers. And then we go 42 years later to 2084, and that would be your first new quarter cycle in the time period that we're in under the law of Pluto. Okay. Should I be explaining it all now? I don't know if I properly can, and if I can't, they say it has no validity. But 84 is Pluto, 42 is the gateway, 24 is the cat, so we now have communication. It reverts because 24 to 42, it's like bookends telling us the same thing. There's 18 years in between. 18 is the numeric value, goes with a connection within the sun. The 42 years is because you're talking about living in the gateway of the cat of communication, which maybe it's a new communication. I know the year 5775, where 7 and 5 is 12, where 8 and 4 is 12. So we have to understand those those 12 quarters. Anyways, I'm a little lost and not sure where to go. I want to just check out what was on here. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I did that. So we were talking about the baseball, and also in baseball, the receiver, we talked earlier on about the telephone, the baton, B-A-T, where A and B come together. The spirit comes within the house. It's also talking about female. I like to use it for the first 3 letters for the bat mitzvah. First is known to be for gold. Second is known to be for silver. Third is known to be for bronze and runner-up. The other thing that was on here from this was the I ate, because I ate this morning. It can also be the 1 and 8, right? But in 18, it's not 1. It's actually, they say 10 and 8 in French. If I said it as 1, it could have been 1 or I won. So that's another thing I did yesterday in Talk Tick. And then from perceiving, there is no more than what meets the eye. It is beyond the difference of knowing the unknown. And then this one was over here, and we'll see if you can understand this. Let me see if I can just get the shaded light away. When we speak English and translate into French, the word changes. A-N-D could be DNA, first of all. A-N-D can be E-T. E-T and ape. Ape is number 22. There is no number 1. The E-T is not mentioned when you mention 81. Venus. Numerology, DNA. 3 by 19 is 57 because DNA equals to 19. ET is 25. They're the inverted to what is 57 is 75. 25 for the numbers ET coming together. Electric moon. Ape equals to 22. 3 by 22 equals to 66. 6 and 6 is 12. Just like 7 and 5 is 12. That is what is in between. More than numerology. Geo for geometric shapes. Alpha for the alphabet. Numeric is for the beginning and the end of understanding numbers. It is a game science, also noted as amateur, ama, for the soul. We also have what is the spirit. Then we have the star system of numbers, which I've brought up before. I'm not going to bring it up right now. We have day 7 of creation, animal DNA on the 7th day. God left the rest up to us, right? On the let me see. Hold on a second. I just want to. Whoa, hold on a second. On the 7th day of creation, day 6, animal and or DNA man. On the 7th day, God left the rest up to man or up to us. And what it means up to us, and it's T-O-U-S in French, means all. And then I have this one over here. I wrote, do not stop. Be the gates of your domain. The last hand on the drill need not be touched, thus guided by the knowledge that is not always banging the nail, meaning you're not always doing the work with your hands physically, but mentally just staging the situation. From perceiving, there is no more than what meets the eye. Let me put this in front of you. From perceiving, there is no more than meets the eye, beyond the difference of knowing the unknown. Okay, and that's basically it. I want to thank you for watching. It'd be great if you can help out the channel over here. That'd be just fantastic. Get myself some whiteout, and that's it. We're going to move on from here. And if anybody's got any ideas, download these videos, save these videos. If you got any ideas, I'd like to put together a programmation that we can put in everything that's going on in this planet, complete its mathematical equations, bringing everything to a better understanding, and fix fix the little teeny weeny problem that we have, and that's the communication on everybody, that we should put down our arms, and stand up to each other and stop listening to this BS. Remember, it's our labor that creates everything. It's not the money, it's the labor. Labor creates the birth and the money that you collect, but it's only the labor. The money is a compensation. You hold on to it that you can exchange it for things, but it's only the labor that creates, and it's not the money. Raphael, 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus. Hey, Tammy, what's up? I'm going to go. It's been a little bit over 2 hours. Getting a little hungry over here. I'll be back again. Peace and love.